Hello and welcome to DCP SideQuest episode number 162, the Game Awards breakdown analysis episode.
Yeah.
Welcome.
The one thing I needed to do, I didn't do, which was play Forespoken.
Oh, you didn't play it?
Yeah,
Literally didn't get a chance either.
I didn't get a
Boy,
chance.
it's gonna playing this demo is the best because it's literally gonna save you $70 sometime later next year.
That's what I. So it's
what-
it's
yeah, that's the
interesting
word.
because I've heard people be like, I don't like it, and then there's other people who are like, the game literally doesn't explain half of what you can do in the game, and now that I know that stuff, I'm having a blast. So I'm like,
Communication problem. Interesting.
Could be that, or it could be not fun.
Oh shit.
I don't know. I haven't played it, so I really don't know. I don't know which way I'll fall because some people are loving the combat, some people are not having fun. So.
Is that demo just open out now?
Yeah.
Like you can
Yeah.
just anytime, doesn't have like an end date for it?
It doesn't seem to have an end date. I think they're just going to keep it up forever.
I'll try it this week for sure.
What platform is it on?
PlayStation 5 is the demo.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. PlayStation 5 is like the, but it's going to be on other platforms because like it's an Amazon game, right? Amazon doesn't have their own launcher, right?
Is it an Amazon game?
Isn't it?
I just know it's by
Forspoken?
Square Enix. Yeah, Forespoken is
Amazon,
not
Square
an-
Enix, Luminous, and Luminous Production.
are
They
they
Square Enix, I think.
So I downloaded it and I was not blown away. It feels like a super generic open world game, and it does that thing where the characters are so chatty it becomes annoying, and it
Yeah.
does that within the span of like 2 minutes of like starting the game up. Like your bracelet, like your magical bracelet that is like the source of your powers, is like an English dude who's, I don't know, he sounds kind of
Ryan.
like he just sounds a bit posh, if that makes sense. And then the main character, who is like a modern day girl who's like brought into this world, like she's like I don't have a good feeling for her like character yet because you're kind of dropped into the middle of the game. Like they don't really you don't get to know her too well. But there's not a lot of like fun in their banter.
You remember the trailer that everyone was so upset about when they launched it?
No.
And it was literally what you're saying. It was combat, but
really?
it was like 47 lines of text and like commentary. And they were like, shut it up.
Yeah.
Why are they still talking? Oh my God, make it stop.
But that can be done well, I think. Like Guardians of the Galaxy last year, they were talking constantly, but the
great.
banter was so entertaining, and it was like you knew the characters and you were like invested in these characters. In this game, obviously, I don't have time to be invested in the character because it was dropped into the middle. But it just feels like, okay, shut the fuck up for a second. Like also, like I'm trying to like figure out how this combat works. The combat is like you only use the R2 to attack, but you're constantly hitting L1 and R1 and holding L2 and like trying to switch between your different
like sub-menu type
your
of stuff.
different types of magic, and then also like you have 2 major types of magic, and then a sub menu under that with like several different types, and like you have to strategize based on like melee and long range as well as what the enemies are weak to. So you're just kind of like you're trying to like figure that out on the fly. And just like jibber jabber in your ear the whole time. Like, hold on. It's like being the driver of a car and everybody's like arguing in the back seat and you're just trying to like figure out where the GPS is trying to send you. You're like, just shut the fuck up.
See, the part about the combat like interests me because it sounds like there could actually be like a pretty decent skill ceiling in terms of the expression of when you're fighting in the game. But I'll have to give it a try because everything else does sound pretty bad. Like the world does look pretty empty.
Yeah, it looked empty. It felt empty. Also, the things that you go and see don't out of context, like don't seem that like interesting. Like,
I'm surprised they did a demo.
Yeah, it's so out of context.
Always an old
like,
build.
You're dropped into the middle of the game out of context. So you don't really know what you're looking at. You don't know who you're fighting. You don't know anything. You know. And I didn't find the combat to be that much fun. It didn't feel like super satisfying. It just felt like I was like joylessly like throwing projectiles at enemies and sometimes it was like rapid fire, and sometimes she would charge up and like throw this like big brown kind of like explodey thing, but I didn't feel like I really had control over when she was going to do which. And also the lock-on seemed janky. I did like the melee combat a little bit better, but obviously if there's flying enemies, you're kind of like stuck to the ground, even though you can fly. I don't get it.
Did you feel like you were beta testing a little bit? Where you felt like you were in an alpha?
I felt like they're trying to sell me a game I'm not that interested in. Like, and that's okay. It might just not be for me too. Like, I'm getting a little tired of open world games anyway. So like, you got to give me a real good reason to want to sink 60 hours into an open world game.
Yeah.
And this demo didn't do that for me.
Tell you that the next best open world game is going to be that dress up girl open world game.
Wait,
have you heard about it?
No. What?
Okay, what is it called? I think it's called Nikki Dress Up, but it's like
Nikki Dress Up.
Hold on, let me Nikki. What's it called? Open
I know what you're talking about. Love Nikki Dress Up Queen.
Yes. So they're making. So this is a game where you like just dress up your character, right? But the new game is called Infinity Nikki. And they're making like the dress up portion, and they're bringing it to like an action adventure RPG or open world thing.
It's actually pretty intense.
Looks pretty good.
Oh, is this like a porn game?
No.
Can you play this on stream? Can you play this on Twitch?
So the original is just a dress-up game. Like, it's just girls putting cute outfits and changing their hair and makeup and stuff. And they took that people are severely addicted to. And they're like, let's put it in an open world action-adventure game. And visually, the trailer looks really good. I don't know.
People have been talking about it, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. But I've heard that one. Listen, Bayonetta was a thing, so I guess,
people who like just having fun.
Attack of my shoes.
I'm gonna check it out when it comes out. Infinity Nikki. If I just get to walk around in a beautiful world and make a girl look cute and fight stuff, that sounds fun.
Yeah,
that sounds like a good time.
Infinity Nikki.
Infinity Nikki. I saw a post on it because they were like, "You're telling me this game that stole all my money and my childhood and all my time is now making an open world game that looks amazing and it's 3D?" They're like, "I'm doomed. I'm doomed. It's all over for me."
Amazing.
We'll see.
I can't not be looking at the right thing.
No, you are. You are.
Yeah, that's right.
Is it an open world dress up adventure game called Infinity Nikki
Dress Up Queen?
I don't know what I'm looking at. This is.
I can give you the trailer. It's Infinity Nikki. Infinity Nikki. Very simple. Infinity Nikki. Infinity Nikki.
I mean, it actually looks pretty awesome.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like when I heard about it, I was like, okay, it's a bit weird. And then I saw it and I was like,
yeah, it's like a fantasy. It's like you're
why does it look so good?
Like straight up fantasy world.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
It's really pretty. I don't know. Yeah. Catch Briar on streams every Wednesday playing Infinity Nikki.
Dressing up Nikki.
You know what? It's almost like the charm of older Final Fantasy games brought into like the super high fidelity. Because like the current Final Fantasy has moved more towards like realistic stylishness. Yeah, the darkness and all that.
At the end, it just says "open world cross dress up adventure." Yeah. All right.
I love that.
I mean, I do play dress up with like other games, so like, why not lean into it? I guess.
Yeah, it's like the part of the games that I really like. I get to just do that all the time.
Right? I mean, how much time do you spend in Elden Ring just dressing up your character?
Fashion facts.
All right, I want to hear from everybody what the game of the Game Awards, like all the games that they showed at the Game Awards, which one was the one that you spent the weekend thinking about?
Okay, so I have one.
Yeah, go
Okay.
for it.
It's a very high contender. It could be game of the year, but I'm thinking Party Animals is probably going to do amazing.
It's probably gonna crush.
What is Party Animals?
It looks like what's that
With
game?
the
little
cat
suit,
and the
little suit buddies running
Gang-
around.
gang
Looks like Gang
Oh
Beasts.
yes.
Yes.
Hang
Yes,
with me.
This did look fun.
I think it will sell a ton. I think it'll
Yeah.
do really well.
This will most likely be financially successful.
yeah.
This will be hopefully free on like Xbox, like so that
Some
everybody
Game
has
Pass
it.
day one or
Yeah,
something.
Game Pass. Yeah.
Yeah, or Final Fantasy. I'm very excited. I've started my journey into the Final Fantasy universe, and so I've even started a new YouTube channel for it.
Really?
So I'm very excited to kind of like join a launch of one. You know.
Wow.
Please share what's the YouTube?
Very creative name, the Mav Show Final Fantasy.
All right, I should be able to remember that.
Very creative. Wow.
I actually find this very fascinating.
Game.
So you got into the franchise, you want to like actually make a YouTube channel branded for the franchise.
Did this start with the MMO, or did this start with Final Fantasy VII Remake, or?
Yeah, it kind of started with all of it because it's always just been partnered. Like it's always been a franchise and a game I never quite get to. Like I've played every Zelda, I've played literally everything else but Final Fantasy. And I really love the MMO, and we've been playing through 7 Remake, and I'm just like, they have the same names, but they're different, and my mind is blown. And I actually played Chrono Trigger. Too. It's amazing. Yeah. I played Chrono Trigger, and I really fell in love with RPGs because of it. I was just like, you can be on a team of people, and you go on this journey, and you're like gearing up, and then you meet someone along the way, and then there's like this story. I'm like, where have I been?
When did you play Chrono Trigger?
Great.
And so I wanted to dive
when
into.
When did you play Chrono Trigger? Real quick. What was on the timeline?
Chrono Trigger was bebeginning of this year. It's on my YouTube.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wait, which YouTube?
The Mav Show.
Okay.
Come over, Brian.
It's been a while since I played it, so it might be time to watch a playthrough.
Yeah, a little refresh.
I need to crash yours and Jay's pod because I've been really into playing retro throwbacks.
Oh, anytime.
And so
Chrono Trigger's a great one.
I really want to play Final Fantasy, and so if I like Chrono Trigger, I'm gonna like 6.
Yeah,
I know it. Yeah, and so. I know that there's like a huge audience for it, and I just wanted to give it like the space to exist. If I'm going to be playing the MMO, playing through the games, I just kind of want to give it its own house, you know? And so that's why I made the channel, and that's my project this year. I'm really excited.
Very cool.
Hundreds of hours on these games, but I'm excited to experience them.
And
I dip in and out of that franchise like hard. Like some of the games I absolutely adore, and some of them I cannot stand. But like this new game coming up was fantastic.
Yeah.
Looks fantastic.
It looks amazing.
Man, that Game
7
Awards
Remake,
trailer.
I think is like way more fun than the original was. The 7 like from the on the PlayStation.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Is Crisis Core out? I don't even know.
It's coming out tomorrow.
Oh, it's coming out tomorrow. I'm definitely playing that.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
I'm excited I'm excited to hop into more MMO things. You know, I want to try that end game. I want to see what they're up to. And then playing some of the Final Fantasy games and just sort of like, I get it. Like, I get it, especially with Chrono Trigger. And people were like, you playing Chrono Trigger? Like, yeah.
It's a classic.
This is awesome.
I love
Chrono Trigger's got to be one of
it.
the most beloved games of all time, too, right?
Yeah.
So anybody who sees that you're playing it, like I would imagine, would be like,
Oh
man,
my
look at
gosh.
this."
They're like, play Final Fantasy 6, you'll love it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
How did you play it? Did you play it on original hardware? Did you play it on like the
Oh
Super
my
Nintendo
God,
Mini? Or
Briar. I played it on the Steam because there's an update, but it crashed and my save got corrupt. And I was
get the fuck out.
I was halfway through the game. And so I had to restart. And so I kind of got burnt out a little bit at the end. So I didn't beat Lavos, but I did get wrecked by him a few times. And so my goal is to beat him. I want to play through Chrono Trigger maybe annually. Like I'd love to play through it again and actually like try to beat it and pick different options and characters and stuff.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
I get it.
You know, they made a sequel too, Chrono Cross.
Yeah. There's a lot of mixed feelings in chat when I'm like Chrono Cross. They're like Chrono Cross. I'm like, no Chrono Cross. Oh, so it goes back and forth, but I think I'll try it. For sure.
Yeah, I think they either recently made or are coming out with like a visually like upgraded version of Chrono
I love it
Cross.
so much. Like the intro music is incredible, and I love sprite art, and then I also love like the anime style cutscene art that they use, and it's just a masterpiece. Like it's wonderful. So I'm very excited.
Yeah,
Oh
very cool.
yeah.
I get it. I get it, everyone. I get it.
Well,
Final
you know
Fantasy's
what?
great, and this one looks nice.
Yeah, I'm with Briar. Like, there's certain ones where I'm like, yeah, and then others that I'm like, I don't know, kind of hit or miss. This new
Driving
one,
around the desert with my dudes and
yeah, like I finished that game reluctantly. I finished it because I was streaming it, and I was like, I think in retrospect, I wouldn't have finished it if I was just like playing it.
Yeah,
naturally.
I didn't end up finishing that one either.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing. I love Final Fantasy, and I love most of them. But then, yeah, every now and then there's like one that comes along, and I'm like,
yeah,
I don't need to finish this.
They can be hit or miss, but like there's a lot of charm that gets put into those games. But this the 16 looks so good. Like I was surprised.
I rewatched that trailer, and it might be one of the best trailers ever. Honestly, that trailer was insane.
So I'll be honest, the first trailer they released, I was kind of like, we'll see. I don't know if I'm really into this new 16 yet. And then this trailer, I was like, okay, yes, this is everything on the list. This looks amazing. So.
When Yoshi went on stage, I was like, is that my new dad? Because of all the new Final Fantasy stuff. And a couple of my friends like Mr. Happy and stopped by the stream when I was playing through my first, like finishing a Realm Reborn for Final Fantasy Online, and they're like, "Good luck, you're in now. Like you made it.
You've been initiated.
You've joined the promised land now."
You've spent 60 hours. Now you have to keep playing it.
By the way, if you want to play now, you don't have to play like most of that. So you can jump right to the good stuff.
Correct.
Oh, really?
You can skip a ton of it, and I did, but it was still a good chunk of hours. But I'm good. We made it. We had a party.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah.
For me, I obviously am very excited about Armored Core.
Really?
Armored Core.
Are you joking? Are you for real?
I'm dead serious. No, I'm excited about it. Even knowing that it's going to be not paying homage to, or it's not bringing over Souls-like abilities or anything like that. Like I just love what that studio produces. So, and that visual, that was an amazing.
It's beautiful.
Trailer. Yeah, because FromSoft has a way of just knowing how to make things feel a certain way.
And their worlds.
Yeah, and for a while,
way.
I took that for granted, thinking it was just the Souls thing. Like, oh, they just know how to make this dark, dreary Souls world. You know, they just get that. No, it's like the artists understand how to bring a world to life. And seeing that Armored Core trailer, I was like, wow, this is awesome.
And that's actually like in the article, they actually kind of talk about that a little bit. So they did an interview with IGN. You can check out the article and read it if you want to. But part of it, so the person who was asking the questions was like talking about, oh, we thought maybe you're bringing like that Soulsborne feel of like this desolate world kind of thing. And they're like, we don't see that as a Soulsborne thing. That's a FromSoft thing. Like that's what we at FromSoft like. We like those post-apocalyptic, like dark worlds. So you're going to probably see that in FromSoft games, regardless of what they are. So yeah, that fits perfectly with what you said, Tef.
Yeah. They know how to craft the environment.
They really do.
And to give you an experience that is just so FromSoft. Because like a lot of people try to copy like the Souls-like stuff, you know, and there's a certain thing that just doesn't quite
all
make
night.
It. Right?
Especially the Game Awards night. It was just like so many like knockoff Bloodborne looking games.
Yeah, and there's this secret sauce that you can tell when a game tried to do it but didn't quite make it. You're like, there's all these little elements, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's some of the whole. And that's what FromSoft gets. They understand how to craft that title. You know, whether it's Soulsborne or not, because obviously Armored Core is going to be Armored Core.
Yeah, and that was part in the article as well, because there was a little bit of like leaks about some kind of space. Someone said that they got an email about like a survey, and they were talking about soul stuff related to Armored Core. So there was some hubbub about it maybe being a Souls version of Armored Core. But in this article, they very specifically said, no, it is not. It's not open world. It's mission based, like Armored Core has always been, because the fundamental thing with Armored Core is that before you go on a mission, you like highly customize your mech. Like you can customize every little teeny weeny thing.
Yeah, setting it all up. Like,
mech
do I do lasers or missiles or
exactly
like machine gun? Okay, that's good for my right shoulder. Now, how about my right forearm? What we do?
Yeah, like they are going all in on customizing the mech before you set out on these missions. So it's missions based. You change your mech, you go out there, and it's fast paced kind of combat. They said, of course, it's going to be like challenging, because like that's what FromSoft does, and Armored Core was always like pretty challenging. But yeah, it's going to be a very Armored Core experience.
I'm excited for a good mech game. Like I'm excited for any new mech game. There haven't really been a ton of them lately.
No,
and
Mech Warrior 5 when that came out a couple years ago, 3 years ago,
before the pandemic.
So different, right? Mech Warrior is so slow and plotting and like strategy. Where Armored Core, I've never played an Armored Core game. It's only what I've assumed from watching, like now old Armored Core games, is it's just like wicked insane fast, like virtual on arcade game, super fast.
Love it.
This looks fun. Yeah,
it's fast. Very exciting.
Yeah,
and this is where Miyazaki got his start on Armored Core.
Right.
So he's kind of going back to his roots, and then the guy who worked on Sekiro is kind of fronting it.
So there's going to be a grapple.
Like, is it going to be like Sekiro? And he's like, no.
No, it's Armored Core.
No.
Look at the other games.
So you're going to have a mech samurai blade?
They're like,
there's influence.
But you can understand, because people have just like fallen in love with the Bloodborne style game. So you can understand why people just want, and like, yeah, there's a ton of other people trying to make those games, but nobody's nailed it yet like they have.
They just know. So, they know how to craft that experience. It's like this finite thing.
Want more, obviously.
Yes, I would definitely be extremely excited about a Bloodborne 2. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, you know it's coming. It has to.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though.
I don't know.
Isn't that a Sony like a Sony branch type of thing?
Yeah.
Sony owns the IP.
Yeah, doesn't it seem like FromSoft is more interested in multi-platform titles?
Yeah.
Than just doing one platform.
What if they remastered Bloodborne to be multi-platform?
I mean, they could. Sony's been, or at least put on PC, because they've been doing that quite a bit with all their stuff.
Oh man, if it went to PC, that'd be so awesome.
Yeah, it would be cool. But I do get the impression that maybe FromSoft is just not interested in that franchise because it's tied down.
Because it's owned.
Yeah. Right?
Spider-Man it. Yeah.
Like Sony hasn't offered enough money for them to.
I mean, Demon Souls is Sony owned too, and they did the remake.
That's true. That's a good point, actually. Although that was a long time ago, though. That Demon Souls one, that was PlayStation 3, so like a 10-year jump.
It was a while,
yeah.
It's hard for me to pick one game that I thought about a lot. So I'm just gonna name two, and it's fine because they're indie games, so it's legal.
Okay.
So the first is Hades 2.
Oh yeah.
My God, like Hades is just such a good game, and their art style is so beautiful. Like seeing all the new characters in their dialogue art. Oh my God, it just
love it.
So good, so good.
Did this game look higher fidelity to you guys than the first game? Like it looks better to me just from this trailer than the first game. Just
I think it looks yeah.
Like,
I played Hades this weekend on my Steam Deck. Actually, I busted out very bad on the controller, but well, for me because I'm just bad at controller. So I was playing it with mouse and keyboard, but I'm very bad with the controller. But it still slaps.
Yeah,
great.
It's great.
It's an incredible game.
I feel like that it looks good on Steam also. So I don't know.
It looks amazing on the Steam Deck. If you haven't tried it on the Steam Deck yet, I highly recommend it.
Yeah. So I don't know if the fidelity. I mean, they've probably done graphical enhancements to it and all that, but
it used to be on the cloud.
Mm-hmm.
It was on the Xbox Cloud. I don't think it's on anymore, but
Oh, really?
yeah.
Yeah, I
But,
played it on there for a bit too. Yeah, it's one of those games I just like to play on all the different platforms and start a character, start
Yeah.
unlocking things.
Yeah.
You know, like Dead Cells. I'll end up playing on all the different platforms.
That sounds cool looking.
Hades, though, yeah, I saw it. I was like, yes. And also that it's not just an expansion; it's a full-on next title.
I was so excited for that. I was like, oh, it's not just a DLC; it's like a whole other character and a different storyline, and you're trying to take down Kronos, the god of time.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's really cool.
Love
I can't
it.
wait.
Can't wait. That's gonna be awesome.
The other one, which was a complete surprise, I did not expect. I'm very excited. Is Remnant II.
Yeah.
Remnant is so good.
Fun.
I love that game. It made me so happy. And seeing them put out another one, and this one looks like it's just going bigger, right? Like anytime, it's super exciting when you have an indie game that's really good. And then I know it's being published by Gearbox, so maybe it's not indie anymore. I don't know. But it's really fun to see this game this brand new IP, they come out, people don't know anything about them, anything about the game, and then you get to see what they do with their next game after they've had a successful hit. So everything just looks bigger and more impressive, and
that one, the graphical fidelity definitely looks better.
Yes,
it looks amazing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, way better.
Yeah.
It looks incredible.
Yeah.
If you haven't played Remnant yet, I highly recommend it. Bring a friend because it's a great multiplayer, like dungeon crawler style shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
it's like roguelike as well. Like you get different drops and
you restart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They regenerate the dungeons and all that. So I like that stuff a lot.
I love Remnant. Remnant was a really awesome game.
Mm-hmm.
I was not expecting number 2.
Yeah, and the shooting mechanics are actually pretty good. I think that was one of the surprising. Good. Yeah, the mechanics of the fighting mechanics in general. I was like, wow, this is good. Yeah.
Man, it's so hard to pick. There's a list of like 20 games where I'm like, yeah,
every game I was pretty excited about. Honestly,
exactly. Yeah, there was no game where I was like,
it was a really strong showing. Yeah. Like it really made me look forward to like the years to come and like the games we'll be playing. Like, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
So you're saying we're back, said the game industry.
We're back.
So excited.
I'm gonna take Watts' exception. I'm gonna pick 2 as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I picked 2, so it's only we just keep the tradition.
The Dead Cells Castlevania crossover.
Yes.
Like I am a huge fan of Castlevania. I've become more and more of a fan of Castlevania over like the last like few years because I've just been plucking away at like beating all of the like the classic games. In fact, tomorrow night we'll be talking about Master of Darkness for the Sega Master System, which is like a Castlevania clone for the Sega Master System that me and Jay will be talking about tomorrow night. But like I just can't wait to play some Castlevania, but that's not actually why I'm so interested in this game. The real reason I'm interested in this game is like, is this like another little hint from Konami that like, hey, maybe we're not fucking completely dead over here. Maybe we are like going to like get back into gaming or allow some other people to start using our IPs like Castlevania in the gaming space, right? Like, because I've spent a lot of time thinking about like all those classic IPs that Konami is sitting on, Metal Gear, Castlevania, Gradius, like they've got a million of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
and they're all just sitting dormant because this company just like decided not to do video games anymore. They want to do gambling and pachinko and laundromats or something. Like I don't know. Maybe, is this another sign of life from maybe Konami will get some of those IPs?
You know what I'd love
out there?
Metroid Dread style remake of a Castlevania. I mean, obviously different genre, but like
that'd be fun. Yeah,
take like that viewpoint, that
3D.
consideration. Yeah.
Oh,
that would be so
cool.
Like
that'd be cool.
Yeah. The other one was actually Tekken 8. God damn, that game looked good, didn't it? Like, just
I was hoping you would say
looking.
Tekken. I was like, Briar, is you good? Where's the Tekken at?
Damn, it looks so good. And like, if you think about it, next year we're gonna get a new Street Fighter, we're gonna get a new Tekken. And Ed Boon was up on Twitter all weekend talking about new Mortal Kombat 12 coming out in 2023. We're gonna get like the 3 biggest fighting game franchises are all coming out next year. It's an embarrassment of riches. It's gonna be crazy. Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, Mortal Kombat 12. Like, this is gonna be fucking fun as hell.
It's paradise right there for you.
Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Tekken 8 looks so good though. Like
it did look really good.
When Law like flexed, I don't actually know which Law that is. If it's martial law or his son. I can't remember what his son's name was. But when he flexed, and you just saw, I was like, he was just so ripped and like his veins are popping. I was like, God damn, this is why I wish Street Fighter 6 was being like gonna be a PlayStation 5, Xbox 4 like exclusive, because you could see like graphic fidelity difference between Tekken and Street Fighter 6. Even though Street Fighter 6 looks great, Tekken looked amazing. Like it looked so good.
Yeah.
Wait, Watts.
Made me boot up Tekken
Watts,
7.
you're muted.
Wait, Watts, you're muted.
It's going.
I didn't
And
press
that's
the
how she
button.
feels about that.
That's how I feel. That's my opinion. I was just looking through all the games, and I'm like,
about that.
oh my god, every game. I mean, all of them. Final Fantasy 16, Death Stranding 2,
Oh,
new
Death Stranding 2.
freaking Star
New
Wars
Star
game,
Wars.
Diablo 4. You've got this.
Let's talk about Death Stranding 2. So that was
Yes,
a
let's do
major surprise for me, because honestly,
Yes.
playing Death Stranding
It's not
1,
that old.
yeah, A, it's not that old, and B, I'm like, well, that's a one and done, right? Like that's
Yeah,
the
me
story.
too.
That's Death Stranding, the saga in one game,
Like
right?
Horizon.
I'm surprised.
One and done.
I'm surprised this came before Metal Gear something, I guess.
Does he
Even
have the
like a
ability to do Metal Gear?
remaster.
He can't make
No.
Metal Gear. Is that what
Yeah, he gets split off, so he doesn't own
But
the
they
IP.
all like were in the same building. They can just talk about it.
I don't think I think there's a lot of bad blood there.
I think
Just,
you're right.
do the contract thing and be like, okay,
Just
we're
like-
good.
Grab a drink. Meet you in the lobby.
But
We're
man,
either we're gonna hug or fight. Either way,
Yeah.
we're making another Metal Gear game.
You know,
So-
I'm so surprised.
So I know there's people who are like conflicted about Death Stranding. Some people love it, some
Mhm.
people hate it. Some people are like, whatever. I really enjoyed it.
I really
Even
enjoyed it
like
as well.
the mundane parts that people hated, I thought were just like
That's the
pure-
only part I wanted to do.
So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the story
Yeah.
that unfolded. I enjoyed the
story was
weird
cool.
craziness that was like trying to tell this time dilation type of
Hentai
stuff.
Yeah,
whales.
like a random
the
freaking
hentai
whale
wars.
popping up.
Yeah, the whale
walking
shows
by
up,
and
and who's actually the real enemy? What's going on? Is his mom and all that, and who's actually baby? And like, I thought it was
Yeah.
a wild like ride, and I really enjoyed it, and I was so surprised to see Death Stranding 2 is actually happening. Like,
Yeah.
I'll definitely play it for sure. I'm
Yes.
tentatively like, I'm cautious because of how crazy Death Stranding 1 was already. Like, what are they going to do with Death Stranding 2? And if they do repeat some of the same building stuff, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, if that's going to be something that I want to spend a bunch of time rebuilding a highway when I already did it in 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though I enjoyed that, I was like, that was an experience.
You don't want
I
to do
had.
it again.
Yeah, right. So I don't know. We'll see.
The bad guy looked cool at the end. The guy in the red suit and red mask thing.
Right.
Guy looked awesome.
Yeah.
Who's that? What's he doing?
I'm excited to see what he names more women in the game. Fragile is cool. Maybe he'll
Mama,
toss a baby over her shoulder or something. Maybe it'll just rain down babies.
Oh, Baby Rain. Yeah, that could
Baby
happen.
rain.
Baby Rain.
Oh,
Could
isn't that a
could
Prince song?
happen.
Yeah.
Baby Rain.
Baby Rain. Baby
Yeah.
Rain.
For sure.
Baby
Yeah.
Rain.
Baby
Yeah.
rain.
That is what it's called.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's too weird for me. Watching it, I'm like, what the fuck?
It's a crazy
What?
mind
I'm
trip.
watching- I'm not even high.
That's what the game does to you. And playing it, I had the exact same like, whoa, this is crazy. I can't believe this happened. And
That's
you get
kind of Kojima, like in a nutshell. I was
Yeah.
like, that's kind of the fun of his games. It's like you're kind of like doing like that what the fuck thing the whole time.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I guess I'm still hung up on the gameplay. Like, how do you do a 2 when because you can't go back to rebuilding the North America.
No, it's gotta evolve for sure.
Well, this
It's got to be completely different.
I'm really interested in this because Kojima specifically said that after COVID, he rewrote the entire story of Death Stranding 2. And at the end of the trailer, it says, "Should we have connected?" Question mark.
Yeah,
So
let's
I
shut
feel
down
like-
the internet.
Oh. So they want to go back
Yeah.
and unhub everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
This
we go
was
back and
a bad
unplug. Yeah,
idea.
give me the plug back. Give me it back.
Oh
give me it back.
no.
But it could be really interesting to see what that question poses, right? Like, because we do have a lot of those issues in our real world where we're always connected to the news and social media and each other. So if he does explore that, I think that would be really interesting, obviously in a weird sci-fi kind of way. But
I think it's cool to see. I think it's cool to see a director or a creative do something creative for the name of art, which is the gaming medium. You know, there's such a business behind gaming that when you do find someone who's so passionate about the game and it's so weird, but it's definitely them, and they're just like, you know what, this is the game. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I am like I think that's awesome because
it's amazing.
We don't get that enough, and I think that's why indie games do so well is because they do have such a direction and a dream and a goal. And
100%.
If you like it, you like it. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you.
There's some moments in Death Stranding where you're riding the bike and then you enter into the next zone and they set it up to cue it like a movie to where it's like, okay, this song comes on. It tells you the song like a soundtrack that's popping on, and you have to drive a couple minutes this way, and you have the song play, and like, I don't know of any other gaming experience like that. Actually, Final Fantasy, to a degree, some of the later ones have done a little bit of that.
New Bay
has done a little bit of that. But Death Stranding, like he really leaned into blending cinema with the gaming experience.
Oh my gosh, remember the director cut?
Yeah,
where it's like an hour of just cutscenes.
Yeah.
I watched it all. Okay, I watched it.
Yeah?
I'm like, I don't know.
Even more mind melding stuff. He definitely wants to make a movie, but he's doing it as a game, and I am way down for all of it. So,
me too.
Yeah,
me too.
The new Star Wars Jedi Survivor trailer got me really excited. I really enjoyed that first game. I could see that there are flaws for sure, and I can't wait to see what that studio does with kind of like a second pass at that kind of battle system. And what I feel like they nailed though was like the storytelling and the characters and like all that stuff. Like I was so into that story and seeing what was going to happen to Cal Kestis and his like band of rebels, seeing where that goes as well in the next game. Like as you see him grow up too, it's like he is becoming more mature. That actor who plays him, I always forget the name of that actor. He used to be in Shameless. Cameron Monaghan.
His entrance for the Game Awards was actually perfection, and I'm really glad that they gave that moment to him because he really has lived through this game for so many years because it takes so long to make them, and they used him both times. So that's a long time to be connected to this project. So
this is an exciting one for me. I'm a big fan of Star Wars, obviously, and I do like the Dark Souls style of game, even though this was a little Dark Souls light, which is okay by me. I don't need every game to be fucking punishingly difficult, like
one level difficulty, one weapon, a half a vial of blood, and your firstborn, go.
That's what I like. That's all I want to play these days, unfortunately. That's it. Yeah, but same thing. I'm excited to see what Respawn does a second go around. It does look to be more fantastical, and the first one was pretty fantastical already. So
visually already upgraded from that trailer. The visuals, I was like, this looks good.
Yeah,
it looks just like him now too. It's just crazy. Like before, it was like a resemblance. Now it's like wild. Tech is wild.
And like he's gotten older. The actor's gotten older, and the character's gotten older too. And it looks just like the the older actor. Man, I had written off Blizzard. I was just not going to buy any more Blizzard games. And then they dropped the Diablo IV trailer, and now I'm really conflicted.
Yeah, super conflicted. That trailer was amazing.
It was an amazing trailer.
It
really was.
They've had a history of doing amazing cinematics, and they're like, we're going to continue to do amazing cinematics and get you ultra hyped for this insane battle of heaven and hell. And I'm like, yes, I want to be in the middle of the battle of heaven and hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
know. The director for Diablo IV, his name is Joe Shelley. He has been a part of so many games like this, and he's very well known amongst developers, and so everyone's very excited to play this just as like a fellow
good
dev.
way?
In a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Please, in a good way,
Yeah,
When we
please.
talk about Blizzard, we want to make
crossed.
sure
This is a good Blizz dev.
No sexual assault. No sexual assault.
No, it seems like he's got a clean bill of health.
Good,
All
good.
right.
We like that.
His background, I wanted to double check before I'm like, he's amazing, and then he's not.
You're
Look
like,
at all these allegations.
you're like, oh, it is a mugshot.
Hey, who doesn't have a mugshot out there?
Right? But yeah, he's been on a lot of them. He played through everything from the beginning. So I think Diablo's in really good hands with someone like this.
Good.
And it's gonna be really exciting because they don't skimp out on Diablo. Like Diablo has always been so good just because of the style of game it is.
Pillar franchise for Blizzard.
Yeah. So it's,
Yeah.
it could be anything. You could just put Diablo on it and people know it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And so
It's going to be financially viable.
yeah, right.
I just want I want a really good launch on that. I was there for the Diablo 3 launch, and I played from the get. You know, I only got one legendary to drop after like 100 hours of gameplay. I was like, good God. And then the auction house came in, you know, but then several years later it came out on a console, and like they ironed out a lot of stuff on
That
Diablo
console
3.
release was awesome, actually.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, binding your character movement to the left thumbstick, like all of a sudden, like you're no longer sitting upright at the PC. You're leaned back, just collecting your loot with a fucking controller in your hand. Like that changed that game for me in a
couch
big way.
co-op for that was amazing. I mean, Memes and I played it for
Yeah.
hours, collecting legendaries, going through rifts and all that. It was like, this is.
And they had fixed all of the economy. They'd added the expansion to the console release as well. That was actually a really great release. That was PlayStation 4, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you think they'll do something like Path of Exile with it and make it like randomly generated? And because people replay it, right? There's different seasons and you go and do the dungeons. I wonder if they'll do something kind of like Path of Exile where they randomize stuff.
Well,
that'd be interesting.
They've actually always done. What's interesting is Diablo was one of the originals to do randomized dungeons. Like Diablo 2, I think like all the maps were always generated, and that was one of the interesting things. You could always replay and get, you know, relatively different experiences on that.
Different,
so, yeah. You know, in Diablo 3, they made some parts generated and other parts hubs that would always connect to. You know, and like I always like that in those type of games because I like to dungeon crawl and get different stuff. So, and also you always have the chance of something special showing up that doesn't always show up in those areas if you reload. So I hope that's in there. Like secrets and interesting things to discover are always something that I like in Diablo games. So
that's the Destiny heart speaking with some secret somewhere with some tab.
Yeah. It's also a little heartbreaking thinking about the current state of like secrets in Destiny just always immediately being known with data mining and all that.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to stay away from Diablo 4, especially after a trailer like that.
I'm excited. I just love I love a good multiplayer. So the story's always been great to stand alone. Like I remember just playing through story, and then Mitsu actually was like, let's get back into Diablo. I will carry you to 80. And I was like, you can keep playing this game. It's not just like a campaign. And yeah, I've learned a lot in the last couple of years with it. But
the end game grind, then greater rifts and all that, and seasonal stuff. I don't know if I'm into the seasonal model with what they got going on, because like I'll play a little bit here and there. I actually haven't played recently in a long time, but the seasonal model definitely kept some hardcore players playing, but it's kind of like the Destiny problem of like just repeating the same stuff, and do you keep doing it or not, you know? So.
Well, you don't like bounties?
Yeah. Reach this new thing. And,
kill 6 things. Go.
Although it's cool.
Earthblade, this one was made by the guys who made Celeste. This is a 2D platforming. It looks like a Metroidvania. I'm not positive it's going to have like the explorer action kind of thing is what they say in the IGN article. But yeah, I mean, Celeste was a phenomenal game.
I'm scared.
Me and actually one of my kids played through that, not together, but like kind of like at the same time separately, and we both really enjoyed it. The narrative was fantastic, which you don't normally say about these type of games, but also the gameplay was fantastic. So
yeah,
good.
This game is all 2D art. It looks stupid good.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for this one. This one looks real good.
Yeah.
But
Earthblade, right?
Yeah.
Earthblade, yeah.
Yeah, 2024, so it is a ways out.
Okay, is it really that hard to play? Is it really
Celeste?
super difficult?
No, Celeste has difficulty options. Like, if this game is a little too hard for you, here's a double jump, and this will make it a lot easier.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
You know, like here they have a bunch of
Like if you keep dying,
accessibility
it gives you
options.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can go at any point. You can go in the options and make it easier or harder, like a lot easier too. It's well worth it. Like it's got a good story to tell, and it's really entertaining.
It's a really cool experience.
Yeah,
the game is really beautiful.
I
like the art and the music, but I've always was told like it's so hard. So I'm like, oh, I don't know. I just want to.
No, I made it through it, so it can't be that hard.
I do want to bring up Replaced, which is a game that was supposed to come out this year, I'm pretty sure. But because the studio is from Ukraine, obviously the war makes things a little bit difficult. But this is like, ever since I first saw this game, it just has such a look to it that it's just like, it just looks so cool. It's got so much character. And it's set in like this alternative 1980s America. So yeah, I just this first time I ever saw it, I was like, man, this is one of the best looking games I've ever seen.
It's got cinematic 3D pixel thing going on, right?
Yes.
Like a 4K pixel adventure where it's 3D and the camera angles and just I'm enthralled ever since they've announced the snippet of it.
Yeah, it's just visually really cool. I love what they're doing with it.
Yeah, this does look awesome.
You know what game I am surprisingly really, really excited to play is Bayonetta Origins.
Oh yeah.
The art
very different from Bayonetta.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm interested. Like I like Bayonetta, but I'm really excited to see more artistic behind early origin story. I'm very curious where all of it kind of started, and I think that'd be great for them to release, and then people might really want to play Bayonetta, you know?
Yeah, it's I hope that it's a show of them feeling really confident in what they're making, in the fact that they're making like a completely different game to Bayonetta as like her origin story. So I'm hoping, I know Platinum Games tends to just do whatever the hell they want. I don't care. but hopefully, that this is just like, we're making something totally different and we're super excited for it and confident in it.
It's like a storybook.
I really like cool. it. I like the art for it.
It looks cool.
I hope when we get like a Switch 2 or like whatever the next Nintendo console is, I hope it's a little more powerful and the Bayonetta games kind of get ported over to that. Because that's like the thing that keeps me from playing Bayonetta 3 is the performance issues.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Switch.
Man, there's so many goddamn games. Because there's even ones that we didn't hear much about, but intrigued me, like Immortals of Avium, where we just saw like a city, and that was like it. But it looked so
MMO
good.
Thing, right?
It's a single player magic shooter story game.
What was the MMO? Not Blue Protocol, which I'm very excited for Blue Protocol.
Yeah, me too.
I can't wait. I just love multiplayers, obviously. I can't wait for another good one where you can kind of play with whoever, and hopefully it's like compatible with, it's obviously coming to consoles, so I'm very excited for having that be available. Not to always be at my desk and play an MMO. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I would
definitely.
love that. Love that.
Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2 made me go on eBay and order a copy of Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine for the Xbox 360.
Nice.
Because I want to make sure I'm up on my story. I I don't want to miss anything. This game looks like big dumb fun.
So cute. They're so cute. I love seeing people paint them.
Right?
Yeah.
Wild Hearts makes me want to play Monster Hunter. Which
Yeah.
I think I'll play through Monster Hunter again on the Xbox because I really want to see how it plays on the Xbox and on the cloud. And
Yeah, it's going on Game
cloud.
Pass. It's
Yeah, so
crazy.
Fingers crossed. The G Cloud back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm incredibly excited for Wild Hearts. I have played about 42 hours of the game. I'm not bored of it yet. So for those who don't know, I'm part of a group that's essentially like playtesting it, and obviously it's pretty close to launch, so we're not being able to change everything, but they did want to have people's feedback who play like Monster Hunter, Souls games, all that kind of stuff, to give feedback on the weapons and the AI and all that stuff. So yeah, it's
So
really
you
good.
definitely like it.
Yeah,
You already put
I didn't have to play that much. I haven't played like maybe 5 hours.
because you're not going to be able to bring
I kept going.
your save over, right?
No, and it's
Yeah.
I'm this is without me even like grinding to make gear, really.
Wow.
And I want to so bad, but I'm like, I'm not gonna keep this character. So
Yeah.
It's
That's
gonna
always
be interesting to see the build you're playing on versus when it launches, because I
Yeah.
think that will be really special because you'll be able to kind of see like, oh, like there's so many things that look so much better. Just like a lot
yeah,
of
for
stuff.
sure.
Oh, that's so exciting. I can't wait
It's
for
really
it.
exciting.
Yeah, that's super
That's
cool.
one of the only games that Mr. Mav and I literally play side by side on our Switches.
Nice.
Like that's like there's not many of them. That's why I've loved Blue Protocol to come to it because I love playing on handheld so much.
Mhm.
Or on
Same.
mobile. Like I would really love to see more mobile be announced these next coming years
Yeah.
at the Game Awards.
Well, we want to talk about this mobile game that I saw today. So, like 6 hours ago, this
Looks amazing though.
official gameplay trailer came out. 6.5 minutes, shows like a full-on fight and some other stuff in this game. It's called Hitori no Shita, which is a mobile game. But this is like the first mobile game I've ever seen that makes me go, I need to figure out how to play mobile games on my PC. Because visually, it just looks so cool. The combat looks really good. So this is a video game adaptation of the mythical martial arts franchise. So it gives me kind of Sifu vibes in a way from the combat.
Definitely. Yeah.
But this has got like creepy buildings, unsettling foes. It's like an inhuman world. It's got the creepy mythical stuff going on, but it is very martial arts based.
Yeah, a lot more magic in there.
The art is cool. The art is very
is beautiful.
This looks awesome. I don't know
Right?
if I
Looks
can live in a
amazing.
world that must play mobile games though. This is gonna be hard.
I know. I was like, a mobile game? What? I want to play it on my phone.
I will do
it. On my computer.
Our mobile correspondent. Yes, it's me. Hi.
Oh my god, this creepy lady headbutting the main character. This is awesome.
It looks
it's
really
beautiful.
dope. Yeah, the visual style of it, the combat looks really fun. Like, I want to play this game.
Okay.
I'm excited to see them explore a less gacha style mobile game series because it can get very, very gacha.
Yeah. Well, it has to do with the input
Kinda like
device,
Diablo.
you know?
Infinite.
Hopefully
Yeah,
this.
I mean, it has to,
Yeah.
but
Right. Hopefully this has controller support as well.
God, I hope so.
Yeah.
oh, I hope so.
I know that
And
like
comes
through
to
the
Switch
Google
soon.
I know the Google Play Store, like you can set up the thing on your computer and get some mobile games are directly supported there. I know there's some other programs that you can use to play mobile games on your computer. So I want to play it on my computer.
I think with crossplay coming, I think being able to play anywhere is becoming really popular. So a lot of games I think are trying that for that.
I can't believe this is a mobile game. I'm still watching this
It looks
trailer.
insane.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I saw it and I was like, this is a mobile game?
Say, can you pronounce it again?
Hitori no Shita, but it's called The Outcast. Hitori no
That sounds
Shita,
like
The
you're swearing
Outcast.
at me. What'd you just call me? God damn.
Kitori no Shita, the Outcast.
Yeah, this looks amazing.
Yeah, looks
How
really
much
good.
of it am I looking at? Like, are they trying to fool me? Is it real combat, or
It's
is
real
it
combat. It's
like
got
a
all
quick
the
time event that
no.
I'm
It's
like
just being
both.
fooled?
Quick
It's
time
got
and real combat.
yeah, like you can. It's got full on UI showing you all the buttons they're pressing. So yeah, it's got a mixture.
Yeah, I wonder
Where
if it's actually gonna. I wonder if it's actually gonna look like that on like my iPhone.
I don't know. These mobile games looking nuts. It's
They
getting
do.
ridiculous.
But I imagine this trailer was probably rendered on like a development machine.
So let me play it on my computer. God damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Briar
Let me
needs
play it
something.
on
Briar
my
needs
Steam
something
Deck.
for his 4090. Come on.
That's right.
Sometimes the developers have like a launcher, like for the Marvel games. There's
True.
like the blue something program that you can download and it'll do it. I mean, it's emulated style, so
Mhm.
it'll save your save, but it feels like an emulator a little bit. And like Nino Kuni, we have Netmarble, who is the publisher, and they also just started working with like a launcher. It's in beta, but it works a little better, but you still have your saves. So, it's happening. Like, the crossover has begun, and especially with the cloud and handheld and Steam Deck approved games, and
yeah, it's
makes
happening.
me so happy.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
What did you guys spend more money on? Your phone or your graphics card?
My graphics card.
My phone.
Like this year?
I haven't bought a new phone in a while. I take
You bought
Tomo's
a new phone. You
hand-me-downs.
bought a new graphics card. It didn't have to be this year.
I have a phone just for
when you
gaming.
bought it. Really?
I do, yeah. Where is it? I think it's charging. I have an Asus phone for gaming.
Wow, nice.
Oh,
nice.
I've seen that. It's got like a heat sink on it and everything.
It's incredible. It has a little fan. You can have little grippies on them. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I told you I love mobile gaming.
Yeah.
I also just realized that that mobile game has an anime, so I'm gonna watch it.
Oh, well, there you go. The cycle is
it's
complete.
settled.
I'm gonna go watch it.
That is really cool. Looks
That's
awesome.
the crossover for Watson.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna go watch it right now.
I know there's all these new animes coming out, but
Yeah.
But this one has a game. Yeah,
Exactly.
the game's coming out.
Oh, one thing I didn't mention, Game Awards, Vampire Survivors getting DLC.
Yes,
That's right.
Oh,
it's
and
on
coming to mobile
too.
phone.
and on the
That's
phone.
And coming to
bad
mobile.
news. That's the worst news I've heard all day because I didn't think I could get shit done. That game is so addictive. Now it's gonna be right on my phone. That's
Just one more run. Just one
man.
more.
How much was that Asus phone?
Right? Oh my god.
You'll need it for
cannot do
Vampire
it.
Survivors.
I cannot.
Yeah.
Cannot. There's a new anime. The new Dragon Age anime came out, and I'm very excited to watch it.
Dragon
I think
Age
I'll be able to
anime.
start it tomorrow. Actually.
What's that on?
Netflix.
Netflix, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Very excited.
Was Briar grumbling over Netflix?
I like Dragon Age, but I don't like anime. But I'm gonna have to watch it.
You're gonna have to watch it.
I also found out there's a new season of Castlevania. There's a 5th season of Castlevania anime that I haven't seen yet.
Yep.
So I got a lot of anime in my future.
Got a lot of anime in the future.
Better weeb up, Briar.
I do want to give a little bit of a shout to friends of the show, Grime. They announced that they have a DLC coming out called The Colors of Rot. It's free. And also at the same time, it's going to be launching on PlayStation and Xbox and Switch.
Oh, that's super cool.
So they're bringing the base game Grime along with the DLC, all launching at the same time on the other platforms.
I wonder if they'll get a physical release. I would like to get a physical release to that game.
That would be nice.
Especially with the DLC on the disc. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I
love
definitely
the
looking
copies
forward to
too.
playing it.
I'm a fan.
Very excited
Yeah.
to jump back in.
Cool. Free DLC.
Free DLC? Yep.
If you could just stream for like 18 hours a day watch and play through some of these so I can watch. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be.
I
that'd be
really
actually
need
pretty
to.
convenient
I
for
need
me.
to
That'd be
play
really
so many
clutch.
things. Lord have mercy.
Actually, if you could also stream some anime, because I don't know what the fuck is going on half the time. If I could have somebody to just explain it
I
to
wish
me.
I
Yeah,
could.
live commentary, please.
Surprised there's not like an Amazon
wish I
anime
could.
thing right now. I'm surprised.
You
Amazon, hello.
can, yeah, you can do like the Amazon Prime watch
Watch
party
party.
stuff, but I know obviously it's only available in certain countries and people have to have Prime to watch it, but it's not a bad idea.
I mean,
Something you
I'd
can
watch
do.
it.
True. Yeah, we could do that.
We can have an anime watching party.
I was gonna watch Vinland Saga with Chad because the second season's coming out, and that is a really good show about Vikings. Very,
Ooh.
very good.
Anime
Very
Vikings?
good. Yes.
That sounds kind of fun.
Briar's like, oh, let me put that on my anime list.
Yeah, fuck.
Anime, okay, but Vikings, now you got me.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh,
Very
man.
good. Really, really good.
Well, is that the episode?
Man, yeah. Crisis Core out tomorrow. Don't forget.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Boy, oh.
Oh, also, before we leave, friend of the show, Eric's.
Yay!
Eric's did a collaboration with Capcom, official Monster Hunter stuff. These are called Paunchies. So
Very
they are
cool.
palicos and they have little hoods. And there's a bunch of them. You can get Zinogre, you can get Rathalos, Nergigante, and you can take the little outfits off.
Looks awesome.
So if you want to get, they're very cute. I really
Literally
like them.
so cute.
They're super, super cute. So you can get them at endgameldn.com, and then they're still available, still in stock. I'll put it in chat. But yeah, for any of you that want it, endgameldn.com. And that is Eric's. He's worked on it for years, I think. Like a long time.
A long time.
So-
Stuff like that has like attached hoods and plushies and Capcom and other
Yeah.
other entities involved. Like that takes so much time.
It takes a really long time having like official merchandise with a game. Takes a long
Yes.
time to get that
Yeah.
going.
Well, very cool.
Yeah, go get it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that is DCP SideQuest, episode number 162, the Game Awards wrap-up edition.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff. Mav, what do you got
Oh
going
my
on
God.
this week?
Oh heck. Lots of meetings, but we're kind of winding down a ton. So
End of the year, yeah.
yeah, Xbox is going dark for the next couple weeks. So it's already happening. I'm already seeing people having like, I'm not here, don't call. Messages on their Outlook.
Get the automatic email back that says, I'm not going to
Don't
respond
call, I'm
until
not here.
January.
Sorry. Yeah. So that's really exciting. I'm going to be playing Valorant tomorrow, which is amazing. I can't wait to actually play it and have time to, and chatting
Cool.
with some of the High on Life friends. They're
Oh
coming
yeah,
on to the
that's
show.
coming out
Awesome.
this week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The CEO and director and some friends are going to be joining us. So if you're busy or not busy, it'll be earlier in the day. And then, yeah, just working on my Final Fantasy stuff.
New YouTube channel. Awesome.
Yes. I'm
Get
excited.
on the
Mav-
Crisis Core.
Yeah, Mav
Get in
show Final Fantasy.
I need to. Yeah. Yep. The Map
Well-
Final Fantasy. Very creative name. Hard to find. SEO. Hello.
And the good thing is, if you haven't finished the 7 remake yet, like this is a prequel. So Crisis Core is a prequel.
Oh, awesome. Because I haven't finished it. We're close.
Yeah.
But
So you can jump into Crisis Core and then finish up the remake.
Watts, you played the DLC for 7, right? Is that? Do I need to play
Yes.
that?
No,
Okay.
no need to.
Cool.
but yeah, that's what I'm up to.
Awesome. And Watts, I'm assuming you're playing Crisis Core.
I'm
now.
going to be playing Crisis Core. So I'll be playing Crisis Core. Depending on how long that takes to finish, I might jump into Grime as well when it's out this week.
Nice.
I definitely will play it at some point, but yeah, Crisis Core and Grime are the next games on the table.
Very cool. Briar, any lawn mowing sagas you got going on?
It is a constant battle with this motherfucker next door. I think it's gonna come to blows. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he stole my plow guy. Like my plow guy showed up at his house today. It snowed last night. He showed up at his house today. It did not come to my house. What the fuck's going on over there?
Maybe you were right, Briar. He
The
does have it
whole
out for you.
time.
He's mad at you for something. You didn't call
What
him
did
back,
you What
huh?
did you do, Brian? What did you do? Did
I
you do
didn't do
something?
shit. I've
Did
been
you
friends
set his
with
mailbox
something
on
on the
fire?
podcast? He was
Did you steal his Werther's originals? He had a Werther's original shipment. You stole it. Knew it.
Maybe he saw me. He
This whole
runs.
time.
He owns an ice cream shop. Hey, maybe he saw
Oh.
me over at Dairy Queen cheating on him. Maybe it's just the relationship
Oh.
was over there.
I think I'd take that
That could
personally.
be
If
it.
I owned an ice cream
Brad eating
shop,
frozen yogurt. How could you?
yeah.
You froze
going to-
motherfucker.
You going to Pinkberry and not the locally run ice cream shop that's struggling because of all these other places?
Amazing.
Wow.
I don't know. I thought we were
Did you
okay.
do crimes in his garden or
Stealing
something?
Did I
Crimes?
what?
You
The
doing
dog
crimes in his
crimes?
in the
garden?
yard.
Yeah, have you been done crimes in the yard?
No, my tree fell on his gazebo.
Did you do it on
Tree
purpose?
That'll do it.
fell
No.
Fell. on
It
his
was-
gazebo.
I didn't even know the tree was there. It was a storm. It's like way in the backyard.
All right. Well, I look forward to hearing about it next week. That's SideQuest. Thanks for watching, everyone. We appreciate it. Shout out to our Patreon members and our Twitch subs for keeping the shows going on the feed. You guys are awesome. We'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.